Dana here, and welcome to this yin yoga practice for Backbends. Today's practice will help open up the front part of the body, create a little more room and space, as well as prepare the spine for backbends, which might be useful in some of your practices. So we'll get started in yin, what's called seiza. So coming onto your knees, just let yourself bring the hips down towards the heels, so sitting on the heels. And that's it, we'll pause here. Let the thighs come together, and you can allow the hands to rest softly on the thighs. And I invite you to close the eyes, if that feels right for you. See if you might bring the shoulders all the way up to the ears, and then let the shoulder blades roll down the back. Twice more. Inhale, shoulders up. And exhale, release. Once more. Inhale, shoulders front and high. And exhale, back and down. And then pause here. We'll be here for about a minute or so in seiza pose. And if there's any huge discomfort with the knees, you could always put a blanket between the shin and the thigh, so sitting on a blanket more. And if there's any discomfort that's extreme in the ankles, you could always place a blanket on top of the ankles. But finding a place where you can be still and see if you might find that edge between discomfort and pain, so letting yourself make adjustments. If there's pain, we don't want that. Find your sweet spot. But like discomfort, see if you can stay with it. Today's practice will be all about meeting this moment. How are you meeting this moment? Are you trying to run away? Are you judging? Criticizing? Maybe zoning out? Let's practice meeting this moment right here and breathing with, being with all the sensations, maybe in the legs, on top of the ankles, but breathing and allowing whatever is here to be. We'll take a few more breaths here. Breathe easily in and out of the nose. And let the face be soft. Oftentimes, if we're holding tension in the face, it means that we're holding it elsewhere too, right? There's a whole chain reaction within the body. So keep finding places to soften and surrender into each shape. Taking a few more moments here. And you might bring your hands back behind you and gently lean back. You could lean back a little bit, let the palms of the hands rest on your mat. You could even allow the shins to kind of lift off the mat if that feels okay. That's a lot of stretch on top of the feet, the ankles. Or you could stay exactly upright, sitting on your heels or on a blanket or block. Well, let's just take another moment here. Maybe bringing some gentle release, awareness into the tops of the thighs and the ankles. Meeting this moment with compassion, whatever's arising. Right now it's like this, and can I hold it? Take a final deep breath here, in through the nose. And if you're leaning back, you can come back up onto the heels. And then keep going. Come back onto tabletop pose now. And maybe you could flex the feet a little bit, pick them up, move the ankles, side to side, circles, or tap the tops of the feet on the mat. Sometimes you can really feel the blood rushing back into the feet especially. And then when you're ready, we'll tuck the toes and just press back to a downward facing dog. Bringing the hips high. And as you come into this down dog, seeing if you might pedal the legs back and forth, bending one knee then the other. Maybe continuing to feel that residual effect from Seiza. You might come up on the balls of the feet, switch the heels to the left. And back to center, and then over to the right. Coming back to center. Take a deep breath here, and then let the heels drop down towards the mat. From your down dog, we'll step that right leg all the way through to the top of the mat. Bring that right foot between the hands into a low lunge. So these low lunges, in yin we call them dragon shapes, dragon poses. And in this shape, you might move your feet so they're about hip width apart. And then I suggest grabbing a blanket. Bring that blanket or something soft underneath the left knee and then drop the left knee to the mat. And release the top of the left foot. And so we'll set ourselves up here. So right knee tracking over the right ankle. And that left knee is back behind the hip. From here, press that left hand into the mat. And now start to bend that left knee. Reach back with the right hand, and we'll come into dragon holding its tail for 2 minutes. So a couple options. Again, taking care of that knee, placing something underneath. It can be pretty intense on the knee if your mat is thin. And if you can't reach that left foot, you could always grab a strap. You could place the strap onto the left foot, and then you have a way to kind of lengthen your arm. Or you could completely scrap that and just let that left knee rest down on the mat and stay here in a low lunge, this low lizard shape or dragon. So finding your place, I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. So I'll come into dragon holding its tail shape with you. And now the front body could be in a twisting shape more towards the right. Or you could look down even. The torso could be more straight. But let yourself find a place that feels right for today and close the eyes. Attune to the breath. And notice what you notice. This might be very intense on that left hamstring. And can you breathe through this intensity? Can you use that fire energy of this dragon shape to lengthen the exhales? Lengthen the exhale. You could even exhale out the mouth. But see if you might let the exhales kind of bring a coolness to the heat building in the shape. And we've already been here for over a minute, more than halfway there. Meeting this moment exactly as it is, practicing being with discomfort and being okay. It's okay to be uncomfortable. And it's okay to also come out of it. You could relax that left knee and let it go early. What matters is a sense of deep listening to your body and finding your edge of when to stay and when to leave. And then slowly relaxing, releasing the grip of that left foot if you have it. Bringing that right hand down to your mat. And then we'll come up onto the back left toes. Lift the left knee and press back, step back to a downward facing dog just for a moment. And pause here. So as we come into these transition poses between And you could be still during these transitions, or you could bring a little movement into the body. But notice we're not rushing ahead to the other side. We're investigating the effect of that side first. Taking a deep breath here in down dog. As you exhale, shift forward, bend that left knee, and now step it all the way through to the top of the mat into a low lunge, low dragon shape. And then we'll drop that right knee down to the mat. Release the top of the right foot. Find your place. So find a width of the feet, the knees that works for you. And if you're staying up, if you're not going to be catching the tail, you could always bring 2 blocks underneath the hands. So you could stay right here in a low lunge like this. You could also bring that right hand down to your mat or onto a block, your choice. And then you might bend that right knee now and bring that left hand behind to grab the right foot or use your strap to lengthen your arm. And so as you find your shape, again, I'll set a timer for 2 minutes. And together we'll meet this moment with grace. Find your place. Soften the face. You can even let the head hang down a little bit. Let the jaw relax. And then see from the head, moving downwards, is there anywhere you might soften? Can you soften and relax the shoulders a bit? Maybe the arms don't have to be locked. A little bend in the arms, the elbows. Softening the belly. Notice that there's a gripping in the belly, and can you soften it on this exhale? Each exhale, softening. Again, maybe even exhale through the mouth, creating some coolness. At the same time, you hold this heat building here and dragging and holding its tail. Feeling how you can be steady in your seat when the heat turns on. When things start changing, you can find your center. Notice if you're running away from this moment, keep meeting it, keep coming back to this now. This breath in and out. I'm relaxing that right leg. I let mine go pretty quickly to get out of this. I'm taking your time, maybe blocks out of the way, and then we'll tuck the toes again. And lift the right knee, step back to a downward facing dog. And pause here. Just breathe here. Close the eyes. Notice. What are you feeling? Maybe especially in the right leg right now. Can you bring awareness to that right leg? Or maybe especially you feel it on the left. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? Get curious. Meet this moment with curiosity, exploration. Take another deep breath here. And exhale, we'll come onto the knees for a moment. And then I invite you to turn over to one side of your mat, for me to the right side of the mat. And we'll come into a wide-legged shape. So you might, if you know, maybe your hips are a little tight like mine, you might take a moment to prepare for this and fold a blanket or get a block. Sit up on the blanket so the hips have a little bit of lift. And then we'll extend both legs out in a wide-legged shape, straddle shape. So take your moment to set up here, find your place, and just pause. So you'll know you need to sit up on something if you feel like you're kind of leaning back and you can't sit up straight. That's a cue for you to sit up on something to give the hips a little elevation. And if you do so, if you need to put something underneath the knees, pay attention to that too. So really using whatever props you have at home, pillows, blankets, to really support the body. From here, we'll move the right foot in towards the left groin. So bring that right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And then we'll start to move into a little side stretch. So bringing a block maybe to the inside of that left leg, you might try that. And see if you might let your left hand rest down onto that block. Some of you might have space enough to just let the left arm rest onto the mat. So let yourself find support if you need it, but bring that right arm to the sky as you do so. So left arm to the inside of the left leg. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, you could bring that right arm all the way towards the left. You might bring that right hand behind the head. Can be nice. You could even bring that right arm behind the back. As you find a place for the arms, and we're here for again 2 minutes. So find your place, close the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Let it go and release. Notice as you're here in this shape, maybe little by little, you can let that left arm drop a little lower. So in contrast to a yang type of practice like our vinyasa or power yoga, yin is more about surrender. So there's less about doing and more about surrendering and becoming. It's more allowing the shape to do you. Let the pose come to you. You can bring the gaze down, you can relax the neck if the head to the left is a little much. And taking a few more breaths here. Noticing where you feel this shape most. Maybe it's in the lower back or the side waist of the right torso. For these last few moments, you might gently spin the right chest towards the sky, maybe look up. Bring that left hand down to the mat or block and gently lift yourself back up to a straight spine. And extend that right leg back out. Legs wide. And just take a moment here, feel here, be here. Meet this moment. Meet this moment in the aftermath, the halo of the last shape. And now bringing the left foot in towards the right groin, the inside of the right thigh. Take a moment, set up here. If you were using the block, you might bring it over again to this side. And each side can be pretty different, so no worries if you find you need to put the block in a totally different place, or maybe your one arm was on the ground on the last time and now your right arm isn't. It's fine. So wherever you are, let yourself allow that right forearm to come to the inside of the right leg, so either on the floor or on a block. And bring that left arm all the way up to the sky, so reach up the left arm look and lift up. And you can leave the left hand there. Or again, you might have the left arm wrapped behind the back, or bring the left hand behind the head. And closing the eyes as we're here for 2 minutes, finding which shape feels both works for you and at the same time challenges you. Maybe for you that's more of a roll open towards the ceiling. Or maybe for you it's more letting the torso face a little more downwards towards the mat. Maybe you investigate halfway each of these. Notice again. Can you bring a sense of cooling and release to the shape with each exhale? So let the exhale soften the body, soften the mind, and feeling free to relax the neck, looking down if you've been looking up for now. Feel free to exhale through the mouth if that's helpful for you. This yin practice, very much about listening. What I say, just suggestions. You have to find your own path. No one knows your body like you. No one can meet this moment that you're in but you. So meeting this moment with a sense of care, deep listening, and constant curiosity. Slowly allow yourself to come back up straight, press that right hand to the block or the mat. And you can move the block away, and again, extend that left leg all the way out to the left side. And let's just pause here. Close the eyes. Relax the legs. Let the knees have a little bend in them. And just take 3 breaths here, spine straight, legs wide. Breath flowing, and mind open. An open heart, an open mind, not resisting or clinging to anything. From here, start to bring your hands underneath the legs, underneath the knees, and then rebend the knees. Sometimes we can feel a little creaky coming out of these shapes. Just coming to bend the knees, give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe breathe deeply to the lower back. And then we'll come back up again, come onto all fours, back on your mat, facing forwards. We'll come to all fours and back to a down dog just to set up. So pressing the hips high, back, let the head come below the heart. And on an inhale, bring that right leg behind you to the sky. Exhale, bring it all the way through, bring that right shin towards the front of the mat and come into sleeping swan or pigeon pose. Drop that left knee to the mat, release the top of the left foot. And so setting yourself up for sleeping swan or pigeon, as it's called. And so setting yourself up for sleeping swan, you might grab a blanket if that right hip, like mine, is very much in the air. So let yourself have some support there. And then it won't be so hard on the knee, so avoiding any deep discomfort or pain in the knee. And then see where you might place your right foot. So some of us will have the right foot and knee more in line, so the right shin parallel to the front of the mat. But for you, it may work to have that right heel more back towards the pelvis. So as we hold here, it really doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about having that right shin parallel today. Find your place. And then we're going to stay upright for these next couple minutes. So if you'd like, you could even grab blocks to place under the hands. Or you could bring the hands to the mat. So take a moment, set up, and I'll set the timer. And so as you allow yourself to come into this upright version of sleeping swan, can you allow those left toes to face down towards the mat? And allow the shoulders to come away from the ears. So notice that the shoulders are up high. Press through the hands. Let the shoulders move away from the ears and the heart space kind of lift up a little more. Using your breath to invite a softening to the belly. Relaxing the belly. And in this upright shape, you can feel there's a little gentle back bend here. Usually we might come onto our forearms or onto the belly here in pigeon or sleeping swan. But today we're emphasizing this gentle back bend shape. So see if you really might encourage the belly to relax. The whole front body to relax. Letting there be a softness to the sleeping swan, so bring to image, to your mind, an image maybe of a sleeping swan. Not over-efforting. Again, it's not so much about work here or muscular work, but surrendering and letting the tissues, little by little, receive space, circulation, hydration. And taking your time, you might move the blocks off to the side if you're using them. We'll come up onto tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and step the right leg back to your downward facing dog. Again, you might hold steady and still in this down dog in transition, or maybe you bring some movement to the body. Movement to the legs, pedaling them, but just notice, stay here. And feel what it's like as you come out of sleeping swan on that left side. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? From down dog, on an inhale, bring that left leg all the way to the sky. And exhale, we'll step the left leg all the way to the front of the mat. Left shin towards the front and drop the right knee, other side, sleeping swan. Placing that blanket or block underneath that left hip, left glute if you need it. Take a moment, scoot that right knee towards the back. So scoot it back so that right knee is definitely behind the hips. And then grabbing your blocks if you'd like, that extra support to lift you up in this shape. So sometimes you might have the blocks maybe with your hands in front of that left shin. I'm going to try off to the sides on this side. So as you come into this side of sleeping swan, I'll set the timer again for 2 minutes. Find your place. Allow the eyes to be closed. And gently press the palms down into the mat or into your blocks. So you might have to find that sweet spot. I thought I wanted the blocks by the sides, now I don't. Of finding somewhere and then move to stillness. See if you can stay. Let it be imperfect. Let yourself be imperfect. There's no certain way it should look. We're not going for an image. It's just about feeling. Can you feel that stretch? And hold it, be with it on top of the right thigh. The stretch of the lower back, a little back bend. Feel the breeze moving in and out of the nose. Very curious, meeting this moment as it is. About 30 more seconds. When the mind wanders to the past or future, notice that resistance to be here, and it's okay, start again. Taking your time, take a final deep breath in. And then as you exhale, move any props off to the side, bring the hands to the mat. And then tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. And we'll step that left foot all the way back to down dog. Again, down dog in stillness or some gentle movement as you feel the halo, the resonance of sleeping swan on the left. Take a final breath here in downward facing dog. And exhale, draw both knees down to the mat. And then come back to where we started, so bring the knees together, feet together. And sit back on your heels, back to Seiza. And pause. And from Seiza, we'll be moving into a half Virasana, half hero shape. And so starting to bring the hands back down to the mat. Bring the knees, keep the knees together, bring the feet a little wider. And now you might be able to sit between your feet. If you can't do that very comfortably, you can take a block or a blanket. I'm going to use a block. And just sit on that. So knees together, feet wide. From there, we'll start to lean towards the right a little bit so you can extend that left leg forward. So the left foot is forward, and again, you might, if that knee feels kind of weird hanging in the air, if you're on a block, you could always place a rolled blanket underneath to protect the left knee. And so let that right foot be right up against the right hip. If you're seated on the ground, you'll see that that right heel is outside the right hip. So either way, on a block or on your mat, so either way, on a block or mat with that left leg extended. Today you don't have to have the thighs completely close together, so find a place where you're comfortable. Maybe there's a little space between them. And now you might sit upright, spine straight, or you might gently start to lean back. You can lean back a little bit more onto the hands, bend the elbows. You could lean back if you have space little by little onto the forearms. And as we're here for 2 minutes, right, you have time, so you don't have to start with one of these deeper versions. You might unfold there little by little, or maybe not. So we'll see where we land today. So So I'm going to come back down on the mat. So I feel like I have the space in my body today. And bring the hands behind and lean back. And you can allow that left leg to be relaxed, so you don't have to have the left leg active today. The left toes don't have to be flexing. Just let the left leg be really soft at ease. Let the face, the jaw relax and be at ease. Meeting this moment, this breath in and out. Meeting this moment with mindfulness, this practice, all about mindfulness. Yin Yoga, a beautiful gateway to a meditation practice, a seated one if you don't already have it. Here in the stillness, we notice all the ways we try to run away from ourselves. All the ways we run from this moment. And so keep practicing, meeting this moment, coming back, learning to hold whatever's arising with openness, curiosity. Whatever's arising, there's no need to judge. It just is. So can we let it be? And taking your time to slowly straighten the arms if you were leaning back. We'll all come back up to a straight spine. And then you can bring that right leg all the way around to meet the left. Oh. Feels a bit creaky for me. And when you get there, it can feel good to just kind of tap the legs or let the legs, the feet kind of move side to side. Wiggle the legs, the feet, the ankles. And then we'll come back onto our hands and knees, back to that Virasana shape. So again, starting with the knees together, feet wide, sitting on that block or not. And then this time, we'll extend that right leg all the way straight in front of us. And again, taking care if you need it, a blanket, rolled blanket under the right knee. And then finding your place here. 2 more minutes. Letting yourself be sensitive to sensation. And now 2 more minutes here. Maybe leaning back or not. There can be that little back bend here as you lean gently back or come onto the forearms. There's that gentle stretch of the front body here and those energetic channels, the meridians in Chinese medicine. So you might bring a curiosity and feel into the body of which energy channels seem to be having space invited in, seem to be invited to open. The top of that left thigh. Energy channels of the left thigh opening. Front body, in places we may have forgotten, opening. Meeting this moment. Let yourself be here fully. Taking a final deep breath in. And exhale, release. Bringing that left leg all the way around to meet the right. Pause here. Let the legs swish side to side, let the feet swish back and forth. And we'll come onto our backs from here. Onto the backs with the knees bent. Soles of the feet to the mat. Soles of the feet to the mat. Take a moment, pause here. Can you allow the belly and the belly button to gently soften down toward your mat? Let the lower back relax down towards the mat. And now we'll cross that right knee over the left. So right thigh over the left. With the legs crossed, bring both arms out to the sides like a T. You could have the palms facing down or up, it's your choice. And now we'll come into this twist a little differently than normal. So with the right knee over the left, bring the knees into the chest. And today we'll actually drop both knees over towards the right side. So drop both knees over to the right. And if that left leg doesn't stay completely crossed, you could kind of use, or that right leg, you could kind of use that right foot and just place it on top of the outer edge of the left thigh. So normally we cross the right over the left and move the legs over to the left. Today with the right leg over the left leg, let them both drop over to the right in a twisted root shape. And the gaze can be straight up or over the left shoulder. And I'll set the timer here for, again, you guessed it, 2 minutes. Keep allowing the exhales to ground you deeper down towards the earth, towards your mat. Feeling how your body connects with the earth, but also the earth rises up to connect with you. Gravity moving you down, the earth rising up to hold you. And right now, where's the mind? Bring it back to this body, sensation in the body, the very first pillar of mindfulness. Because we can't feel the body in the past or in the future. When we're really with sensations in the body, we're right here in this moment. We're meeting this moment and feeling life living through us. Without hurry, slowly come back up to center, uncross the right leg. And pause here, let the feet connect with the mat, just pause. Feel. And now crossing the left leg over the right, bring both knees back into the chest, and let both knees drop over to the left side. Maybe you look over the right shoulder or not. Let the eyes close and be still. meeting this moment. Today is today. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. Be here now with full awareness. Right now, my life feels like this. Right now, I'm surrendering to the flow of life. And right now, this flow is very still and quiet. Very slowly, come back to center, uncross the legs, bring the feet to the mat again. Bring both knees together, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And take 5 cycles of breath here. Breath in, bring the knees into the chest, grab the tops of the shins or back of the thighs. Appanasana, bring your head up to your knees, point the toes. And on your next exhale, Shavasana, corpse pose. Let the arms come a little away from the sides. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades underneath, bring the shoulder blades towards each other. You might bring a blanket or a bolster on top of the body. It can be nice to have some weight. And let yourself be, just breathe here. Feeling how the body is grounding down, back body grounding down. And the earth is rising up to hold you. Maybe the front body feels a little more open. And the air connects with and meets the front body. What else do you notice? What can you feel as you allow yourself to do nothing? Let's simply be and witness the body breathing. Take a few more deep breaths here in Shavasana. Exhales pouring from the body. pause here. Meet this moment, this new shape, and pressing into that top hand, coming back up to a seated shape. And we'll close by bringing our hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer mudra in front of the heart. Remembering that this moment isn't yesterday, it's not tomorrow. Today is today. As Suzuki Roshi said, today is not tomorrow. Today is not yesterday. Today is today. It's very simple. Today is today, so meet this moment with your full heart. Thank you for your practice. Namaste.